I understand the importance of our four-legged family members. The true traders are here, LK said. Facts. Facts. I agree 100%. Well, look, man, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. This is me. These are the disclosures. That's the end. This is Yahoo. What's happening today? Chubby. To negative, then we got better, then we went to negative, and now we're right flat. 0.01 down for the S&P. The Dow is up 0.14. The NASDAQ is up 0.03. The Russell 0.21. Oil is back down 2% today. So yesterday it kind of popped. Today, not so much. New York Times sues OpenAI, Microsoft. Interesting. Microsoft's 100+% surge. All right. What else? Major AI themes for ETF investing. Everyone's talking about AI. Intel has done well. Not much by way of news. Not much by way of news. Here's our economic calendar. Today, nothing scheduled. Tomorrow, we have jobless claims. That's about it. Inventory. Yeah, there's just have earnings season starting for another little while. Not much going on. Okay, so here's my market posture. I stayed 6.5. My major market score went up a little. My VIX score dropped a little. This is as strong as it's been since prior to 2022. Since 2021. This is the strongest, this is a scoring system I've used for years and years. This is the strongest I have seen my score since then, for what it's worth, whatever you decide to use that for. I'm feeling bullish. I've been trading bullish. The sectors I like: technology, communication services, consumer discretionary. The bulk of my profits have come via financials. Just had a number of really strong trades there. Technology's still done well, though. Communication services just did fantastic. Had a phenomenal trade on Google and on Meta. I think there's plenty for us. Tell me how you're doing. Are you bullish? Are you trading bullishly? Are you profitable right now? Has the last couple months done well for you? If not, why? Right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how you're feeling, how things are shaping up, what looks good, etc. Okay. Let's keep going. So that's my posture. Let me validation followed by a little bit of a grind higher. If you've been watching recently, you know I've started throwing on some calendars, diagonals. Those are Vega positive strategies. I've been mapping them out here. It looks like it's down a little today. What's down today? I'll break those into. What else? So that's the S&P. Let's take a look at the QQQ. QQQ still looks pretty bullish. Here's the IWM. I would expect that to look pretty bullish. It's been quite strong. Oh, there you go. And let's look at the Dow. What are the complaints with this market? I don't have any. Everything looks bullish. The long term still has some upswing here, and tends to get a little bit of an upswing in the first half of January, then maybe a pullback, a nice bullish February potentially, or at least a bounce somewhere through here. So that looks pretty good still. Here's today's heat map. Where's defensive? Walmart, Costco looks okay. Tesla's up today. Uber's up today. AMD, but for the most part, we've got, it's lackluster. It's a little lackluster. Yeah. So we understand what the expectations from the Fed are at this point. So 1, then it dropped to like 7-1. All of a sudden, it's 4-1. Right? But I would imagine that the odds for the cut by March 20th significantly higher. In fact, by March 20th, the probability factor is showing almost 2-1 for a 0.5 point cut versus staying the same. So I would say that that's probably on point as it stands. We're not seeing much, right? We're not seeing much from January, but definitely kicking into gear after that. All right. That's what we have. Back to positive for the day. Let's see. Let's see what we have. Let me back this up a little bit. Back this up just a little bit. There we go. We opened, we pushed higher, came back down, held support, tried to run off, got up higher. I don't know what this news was right around 12 o'clock. Did we have news come out at 12 o'clock? Let's take a look. Ooh, it's so quiet. So quiet today. No, we really didn't. You have nothing scheduled. Hard to say. Are we surprised to see the market just kind of grind sideways on low volume? Not at all. Okay, we got to 55. Yesterday, average is 80. We got to 55. So we're a little bit better than 50. That's not. Today, we're at 37. I bet we don't get a Friday, even more so. So, yeah, the market seems like it's trying to work on a bounce. We had a little bit of a consolidation. So in a market where we know volume is going to lighten up significantly, I would say we're not seeing much, right? Let's keep going. Quiz participation today. Don't let me down. Yeah, we're gonna zoom in a little bit. Let's go 1-2 clicks in. And I'm gonna go across here. Boom. And then I'm gonna go to the bottom of these. There's my zone A. I'll give you the numbers in just a second. B, C. How's Vlad feeling? Is he bullish, bearish, neutral? Is he putting trades on with you? Tell me about that. I'll call it 476, just a little bit. No, 476 is up here. Nope. Sorry. I'm on a 1-minute chart. I own that. That's my fault. Let me zoom in, get us a little better picture. Okay. It's not going to change much. I promise you that. He feels bearish, but he's putting on bullish trades. Okay. There. I think the numbers are the same. There. 475.90 by 475.20. 60-cent range. 70-cent range. 475.90 and above, you're an A. Between 475.20, 475, you are a C. Okay, it's a C. Quick to respond. We have quite a watch list right now. If you haven't seen my watch list lately that I've been kind of working on, I feel comfortable with it. I'll tell you that. So let's get this down to when the market got kind of put into place back in September, October, when we had some consolidation. Wasn't quite a correction on the NASDAQ and the Russell, right? But the rest of it did not. But during that time, the watch list really pared down quite a bit. Really pared down. I only got 2 answers so far. Do you need me to put it back up for a second? I need everybody participating. ABC. Give me something, even just if you don't care and you're guessing. I need it. ABC. A above, B in between, C below. That's the range. Let me go back. But the watch list dropped to like, I think it was down to like 18. I mean, it was down to just the staples that I never stopped watching. Everything else was getting bounced. A for Koo, got it. LK is a C, Brad is a B. Not all of it back. And we're going to finish at 476.02. She is an A. I'm going to go B. I'm going to join Brad for a B. Anybody else want to get in? Let me know. Oh, sorry. Dennis is a B. He's a B. All right. Well, we're a couple short, but what are we going to do? All right. Let's keep talking. What's next? Let's look at the VIX. Some interesting things on the VIX. Let me get my watch list ready. VIX number, if you weren't here, you wouldn't remember, but let me refresh your memory or tell you for the first time. My consolidation, I drew my consolidation across here. It barely flirted with it for a minute. Wasn't enough to put a trade on. We did get higher, right? My posture, my VIX went from 175 to 15. Why? Because I got a higher high. That was empirical, but it wasn't enough to trigger a hedge. I did not hedge. Did anybody? Let me know. If you did, it's probably not bad. You didn't pay much for it. You're probably not losing much right now. So if tomorrow this thing stabilizes and then the next day it kind of pops, that means that low, which is now a low because it started going back up, is higher than this low. And a higher low means what? Hedge. I'll hedge that 100%. Absolutely. If I get this by Friday, I'm going to hedge. Now, I definitely want that hedge because as of right now, so what would it have to do? It doesn't have to get below this number to get below 12. If it gets down to 11.9, I'm not going to be like, oh, that's a higher low. It's 11.9. That's pretty damn low. That's interesting because even yesterday, early in the day, the market, why is the VIX higher right now? But what you'll notice is that we have come back down. It's rolled over. Yeah, I still feel pretty comfortable with it overall. All right, let me know if you have any questions, comments, or doing with trades that we're carrying. How many are we carrying, etc., etc. This time, what looks good? Apple. Apple looks amazing. Apple looks, I mean, you can see that we haven't started going back up yet, but what it would look like. Maybe we build this one together, those of you who are here. We'll come back to this. Aflac, nah, I don't like the insurers. I took a loss on AIG. I took a trade last week. I got in back in this area on this turn. Up, came back down. I stopped out. It's trying, but I'm fine with the loss I took. AMD gave a trade last week. Still moving. Amazon, still iffy, but close. AXP, not yet for me. Boeing, not yet for me. BK gave a signal. BLDR, old friend of mine, gave a signal back here 3 days ago. BLK, same thing. Some of these industrials look very, very similar, and that's what they look like. So we've had bullish windows. I'm not at all a few different areas. That one was tough. I didn't think that one. I thought it just kind of looked choppy. Capital One, not yet. ConocoPhillips, good a couple of days ago. The only problem is what sector is Costco in? Consumer staples, and consumer staples is not. one of our sector, and hasn't been doing very well. CPRT gave a signal a couple of days ago, but it's kind of stalling out a little bit now. CrowdStrike, not yet, but close. So if you're like, hey, I want to trade some technology, but am I almost there? CXS, nothing yet. It's overbought. It's overbought. It needs to pull back a little bit. Delta Airlines, overbought. No, sorry. Delta Airlines, I would say, actually gave a signal here. If you catch a turn. Anyone liking the airlines? I think Delta looks viable, but I want to wait. Now that if you didn't take this trade because you didn't like the stochastics, what are you waiting for now? I'm waiting for both candle and stochastics. I want to see both at the same time. Then I have my signal. Last time it was just meandering, go. There it is. Meandering, go. Not a lot of volume. No, ENVX, a day or two away still. But I like it. Fastenal, overextended, nothing. Floor. I think Floor gave a signal yesterday. Today it's pausing, but it's still valid. If you're interested in finding a trade, there it is. Gold Force, we'll take a look at those and see what we think. Let's see. What else? Home Depot. Close. Another day, maybe two. So now what do we have? We've got financials that have already signaled. Technology preparing to signal or starting to signal. Consumer discretionary still pulling back, still setting up. What do I like about this? I like the fact that I have, gives us more potential. IBM, I took IBM 2 days ago on this initial signal. I want to see it get at least up here towards 160. Could be just a little slow in the beginning. This financials have been strong. I missed this one. Just straight up caught it. I hesitated. The next day I felt like, nah, it's gone. It's too much. IWM. IWM a little overextended. IWM is a little overextended, but there's been some strength there. Let's see. Let's see. If we look at JP Morgan, yeah, that might be it for JP Morgan. I didn't like the way JP Morgan was setting up, but now all of a sudden, if you look, it seems like it's trying to break out of its as an opportunity. The stochastics crossing higher. Put it on the list. If you don't have anything in the financial sector, this one definitely could be financial sector. Morning saw the signal forming here, so maybe we'll look at Apple, we'll look at JPM and or KKR. Let's see if there's any others that are really standing out to us. No on MasterCard, no on Meta, no on Microsoft. Netflix, PLTR, no. PNC. QQQ, nothing. RCL, overextended. Rivian, retail, still looks, well, more actually. Rivian's a car maker, so you can kind of say retail, or you Shopify, no. SMCI, trying. Snap, ready to go soon. VIX is looking more and more bullish. Well, then here's another one. Lots of opportunity in the financials right now, right? Lots of opportunity in the financials. Which one can we enter today? I would say Wells Fargo is anticipatory but viable. If you're willing to go anticipatory, this will get you a great reward to risk ratio if you think it's going to bounce. I think KKR is absolutely valid today. Beautiful flag setup popping out of it. JP Morgan, I wasn't really thinking about. And then all of a sudden, it's like, if I catch one of these moves here, that's $10 a move. Perfect. Right? Perfect. Let's start with Apple. Let's start with Apple. I like Apple. Apple's somewhat anticipatory. The stochastics is turning up. We're off of these lows. I think I can get a better reward to risk ratio. Put my stop down here, 190, let's say 190, 50. I'm only risking 2.5 and change. For what? I think it can easily get back up here, if not to a new high. Let's call it 201.50. I added a new calendar today. I've got a bunch of calendar spreads cracking. Here's what I have. This is new. Just put this one on. This is the next series of times. This is January 12, January 19. I have this trade on. This is a 470 bull put spread. You'll notice we're out here. Why am I sitting on this still? By adding this one to it. Bob, good to see you. Glad you woke up. If I get to Friday, then I get Saturday, 110. Then I get Monday, another 130. By the time Tuesday comes, I'm in an amazing place. And if we get any retracement at all, even more so. So this one looks great. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to carry this whole thing to next week, close it on Tuesday, done. Meantime, I started a new one. I meant to do 2 weeks, 4 weeks. I did 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'll just have to adjust it. I mean, I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave it as is, but I'll be prepared to manage it tomorrow through next week, and I'll manage it with a similar scoped trade. The last thing I have going on right now, you'll notice all of these trades. Let me put on. There's a calendar in here. No, a dot sits between 472 and 483. Making money. What did I get for KKR? Let me show you KKR. I don't have it on this paper count because I did not represent it, but let me walk you through it. Put my stop down here at about 80.75. So let's get this up in here. KKR 80.75 from here. So I'm going to go 91 target. And you'll notice even now I'm still getting 275 risk for 650, 750 gain. So it's not quite as good. Let me see. So what would our risk level be? 225 to make 957. Yeah, I'm going to put this on. Okay, let's go talk about Apple. I'm going to go underneath this low for Apple. It's 191.09. I'm going to go down to 190.50. That puts the stop back here, right? Looking trade of the day. It is anticipatory, but it will get me a better reward to risk. So I'm going to go 190.5 to the downside. Target price to the upside. I'm going to go also look to see, what does Stella think about Apple? Stella, I am in disagree. It just hit a new high. Come on. I think we're going up here to 204. No. 189.5. 10 points. 202.50. That's where I'm going. 202.50. I think I have time for this. I'm going to buy out of the monies at 195s. I'm going to drop and this is going out in time, a week. I'm getting close to 4-1. So yeah, I'm going to put this on. Now what do we have? Well, we got technology in there. We've got financials in there. These SPY strategies, what are they doing for me? I'm mostly buying options these days. I don't know about you guys. Short-term options are cheap. 4 more trades on. Still be theta fine. What's my big concern right now? Big concern is Vega, which means if volatility drops because the market rises, I might be in trouble. Now, my dropping when the VIX is at 12.5 right now. Where's the VIX right now? The VIX is literally at 12.5 as we speak, 12.5. Let's look at JP Morgan. I think that's viable if you were thinking about it. And I'm willing to put more on in the financials, that's for sure. I like the looks of Wells Fargo, though. So I feel like this one would be a little bit more anticipatory. If I miss this, I like Wells Fargo. To the upside, we went from 156.20 to 168, 12 points. Here, 35.10, 6, 12. Let's go 10 points. From where? From here. So 176.50 on JP Morgan. I'd say it's still relatively low. The lowest it gets is 18.5. We're at 21.5. It's a little above that, but not enough that I would overly worry about it. Uh, 169. Let's look at the 170s. You've got, 3.5 weeks for time. This is a 3-1. You'll notice the others were like 4-1. And that's why I'm a little bit more hesitant on this. The only reason I still think, and let me know what your thoughts are on this, I still think I would be more inclined to go back to what lost maybe 0.5%, 1% below. That puts me at 48.65. That puts us down here, 48.65. Now by 49.75. So let's say I'm getting in at 49.75 with a stop underneath here for with the potential this thing moved. Or I can go 1% below this low. This is the lowest point, 49.03. That would put my stop at 48.53. Anticipatory. No, what am I doing? Wells Fargo. Let's look at 48.53. Really not a lot of risk. To the upside, what's our thought process for a target? 54. It's about a 10% put out. The idea is don't lose more than half. 240 risk. Here's our potential gain. 5. Vlad is in BAC. Yesterday I suggested WFC. He agreed. Yeah, got Apple. That's a bit anticipatory. What else do I like? I like CrowdStrike. Right here. Nope. Let me show you the chart. Right here. I like CrowdStrike. Delta. I just need a little bit more. I don't like Google. I don't like Meta yet. Intel's a little overextended. I think Rivian looks pretty good still. Shopify. Yeah, so KeyBank, Bob says, if you're looking for something cheaper out of the financial sector, you've got KEY, KeyBank. Yeah, that's if you're buying stock for sure. If you're doing options, I think we'll be fine in any of these. Yeah. Look, my bullish trades are going well. My neutral trades are going well. As long as volatility stays low, I'm going to do both. I'm looking for a hedge. I'm not going to get. We're seeing the market well. There's been a lot of opportunities, a lot of things playing out, expand. So that's great. I'm happy about that. No complaints. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, more than paid for Christmas with some trading. That's always a good thing. better than a sharp stick in the eye. I'm ready for next year. We have one more session this year together. Friday morning. I want you guys to come have coffee with me. We'll talk about the market, talk about how we feel about how this week went. Then the next time we talk, it's going to be 2024. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is the first time I've seen everybody, but I hope you guys had a great Christmas. Had a great time with my kids. They're spoiled, so they're happy. I'm sitting in a new office chair, quite there yet, so I'm going to have to really stick my butt down and grind it in there and work it. You know what I mean. All right, listen, everybody, have a great rest of this year up. That's the last session because the market's closed on Monday for New Year's Day. So join me on Friday. We'll talk about what our considerations are for holding trades through the week. Let's see who won the quiz. I feel like it should be me. This is the last quiz of the year. That's exciting. The last quiz of the year. Oh, yeah. The bees have it. Went up a little more, came back down, tested down here a little bit into the C territory. Back up now. Congratulations. And like literally the only animal we saw was a seal. Like there's been times where we've seen the polar bear, the lion. Wasn't great. Go visit the zoo. Enjoy the rest of your week, the last week of 2023. And then we're going to move on. One more day to talk Friday. If I don't see you Friday, Happy New Year's, and I'll see you next year. As always, happy trading.